All right, good afternoon. My name is Nate. This is UMFS Live, and we are excited to be joined today by Miss Morris, who's one of the great teachers over at Charterhouse School here in Richmond. Of course, we have two Charterhouse School locations in Richmond and one in Edinburgh. And right now, we're just trying to bring Miss Morris into the room. Let's see if we can get her. Sending an invite. All right. And hopefully Miss Morris can get the invite now. I see that she's joined the room. Here comes her request. Accepting. Let's see.
Hello.
Oh, we did it.
I had to switch to my phone.
I don't know. It's sometimes these connections are just tricky, but it is awesome to see you, and I'm very grateful that you were bearing with me as we were experiencing a little technical difficulties there.
Yeah, it was all on my side.
Yeah. Okay, this is great. I'm so happy to have you on UMFS Live, Miss Morris. I'm so grateful for everything that you do for the students there at Charterhouse School and really for UMFS and Charterhouse School as a whole. So we're running a minute late. I want to be mindful of your time here. Let's jump into the first question if I can, Miss Morris. What brought you to Charterhouse School? How'd you get started with UMFS?
Yeah, so I was working in call centers, customer service. I did some insurance licensing, things of that nature. And I've always worked with, like, I've done summer camps and things like that. And I've really enjoyed working with kids. But when I got into the kind of corporate sector, I just found myself getting itchy and antsy. And I was looking for things outside of that, that comfort zone for me. So initially I worked at a wilderness school for about a year. And a friend of mine was working in the cottages. And so when I left the wilderness school, because a year in the wilderness it's a lot, and I still wanted to keep, working with kids, making those connections. So she was like, yeah, come check UMFS out. And so I started working in the cottages. I was there for about, oh, thank you for the hearts. I was there for about 7 months, I think. And then I switched back, went back into pharmaceutical licensing. And, I was kind of burnt out. It's a lot, it's a lot of emotional work along with physical work. And then another friend said, well, why don't you come and work in the school? And I said, okay. So this was all 9 years ago. This was 2013. And I worked in the school with residential as a student support coach, and then wound up moving into the day school program, still in that same role. And then when the epic event of 2020 hit, we unfortunately we lost our English teacher to another job. Not anything, she's still here, but she decided to pursue something else. And someone, I don't know who, they recalled that I was an English major when I went to James Madison University. And they said, would you be interested in stepping in and getting your license and all these different things? And I was like, absolutely. I never thought of it, but of course. So, so I teach high school English for the day school program. And this will be, I'm about a year and a half into that role.
And that's so awesome. I love to hear the journey and the different roles you have had through the years, and starting off in a residential program, taking a break, reevaluating, coming back. And it's almost like, in a way, as you were saying, you've had this connection working at summer camps. Maybe this is a bit of a calling. Have you always felt like you wanted to serve others?
Yeah, oh, for sure. My faith, I'm a Christian, and that's just a part of who I am. My family, we do a lot of different things in the community. And I've just always had a really strong connection with kids. I'm funny, I can make them laugh. And if I can make you laugh, then that means you're listening. And if you're listening, then you can learn. So, I just try to use that humor to build relationships and make an uncomfortable situation more comfortable for
Well,
us.
opportunity. So I've been fortunate to work with so many different teams across the state. UMFS is a large organization, and I recently had a chance to work with you and some of your students who are just doing this great initiative with recycling around the UMFS campus. They identified a need. They've jumped in. They've really taken leadership on that. So when you say that you were able to connect with your students, I can attest to that because I've seen that. They respond to you, they enjoy you, and they speak so highly of you. I think one of your students even referred to your class more like a family than a school. So it's so appreciated what you do, and I know that you're impacting those young people. So with that though, knowing that you've taught lessons to children in different capacities, especially here at Charterhouse School, what have you learned from your students?
Well, every day I leave with more knowledge than the day before, especially stepping into this role, being on the teaching side of things. I've learned not to take myself so seriously. Um, I think kids look to us and they say, well, you're the adult, you're supposed to have it all figured out. And I'm like, no, I come in and I may have all these plans and a series of events will happen and that all goes out the window. I've got to shuffle, I've got to be flexible. Whereas in previous jobs, everything was I knew how my day was going to be. But I enjoy that. I enjoy coming in and kind of rolling with the punches and seeing which way the day is going to take us. It's challenging for sure. It can be tiring some days, but it's very rewarding. And I do feel like it's in my skill set. I feel like I'm expanding those skills and hopefully teaching them, how to don't be so hard on yourself. You do the best you can every day. And if it's not a 100 every day, at least you showed up and tried your best. So that's what I give myself a break.
Absolutely. And you
Mhm.
have earned a break. And with that, I'm reminded of a word that I have really learned to value since coming to work at UMFS myself, which is resilience. I think that's what you're exercising, is the resilience for yourself, and then being able to teach that to students and other young people. And it's just so important. So I'm glad to hear that perspective. And I wonder, though, as we're talking about that aspect, what do you sort of do, Miss Morris, for yourself when you're not at work? How do you unplug and recharge?
Well, I love Netflix, Hulu. I'm streaming most of the time. I'm an avid knitter. I wish I had, of course, I don't have any examples with me. Oh, wait, I do. I'm working on a hat. It's not going to look like a hat, but I'm working on a long tube hat that's going to be 2 layers, so it'll invert and be a nice little cap for the winter.
That's
That's
awesome.
for another staff here. Um, I sing. I play guitar, I play the drums. I collect musical instruments that I can't play, but I would like to play. So I have an extensive musical instrument collection that I just keep it dust free. I don't really I should be practicing, but I just like to look at them and keep them shiny. I've got a saxophone, I've got bass guitars, I've got acoustic guitars, keyboards, electronic drums, trombone, flute, ukuleles.
Oh man, that's amazing. Yeah, and you share a building with the music program at Charterhouse School. So
Hmm.
I had Mr. Corey on a couple episodes ago. So I'm sure you and him have plenty to chat about with your.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've done some performances. He called on me to sing for a Christmas show or something. That was a while back. So that was fun. But yeah, I love it.
Oh, and I can attest to that as well. This is I. For gosh, it was pre-pandemic. I had the opportunity to hear you and some of the other school staff.
Hmm.
It was beautiful. So we're so happy that you share that talent with us. And I just think that's amazing that you have such a deep interest in music, that you are collecting instruments that maybe one day you'll pick up and learn to play.
Yes, play fluently. I can dabble. I can probably sit in on a session, but if someone just said, "Hey, get up here and lead us," oh no, oh no, I'll wait.
Oh, well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this afternoon, Miss Moore. Joy. I have one last question, and then I'll give you the rest of your afternoon back. I know you had school today, so I imagine you're tired and ready for a break. But can you tell us, you've got such a great personality, and I know that these young people inspire you. What is it that keeps you coming back to do this important work?
I think for me, it is the challenge. You come across so many kids who don't have support anywhere else but here, and they know, like, if they know that I'm going to be here and I'm going to continue to show up, then that matters to me. Consistency matters. Obviously, I know no one stays here forever. It is what it is. But I love when they say, like, I was out yesterday, where were you? I missed you. What were you doing? How dare you? And I think some people may find that nosy or obnoxious, but to me it's like they missed me. They want me to be here, and I want them to feel that way as well when they come in. So I try to be as consistent as I possibly can. But I definitely love the challenge of meeting a new student. They're determined. I'm not doing any work. I'm not going to get to know anybody. I'm not here to make friends. And then a month later they're knock knock knock, I just wanted to say hi. I just wanted to pop in. You got any candy? That type of relationship. And, it's really cool. It's really cool to see that and see those kids open up, not only to you, but within their other relationships, and they start to trust more and develop more as young adults.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. Miss Morris, thank you so much for sharing some of your afternoon with us, telling us that great perspective and just, inspiring us, really. Thank you for everything you do for Charterhouse, for your students, and for UMFS. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to this episode of UMFS Live and remind everyone that we are here on a mostly weekly basis. Sometimes we have a couple things around. I think Miss Morris spoke to that earlier. But Miss Morris, thanks so much to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone.
You too. Hi, Mrs. Resnick. Have a good evening.